So you're ready to buy a home and are in the process of putting together all the information on your journey to your next home. I'm Len Nevin with Loyalty Home Group at eXp Realty, and since 2003 I've been helping buyers just like you find that next perfect home. Today I want to discuss the cost of buying a home. Buying a home is an absolutely significant financial endeavor, and it's essential to be aware of the various costs associated with that process. Beyond the purchase price, you'll encounter closing costs, taxes, insurance, and other fees that can impact your budget. In this video, we'll break down the different costs you can expect when buying your home, provide clarity on each component of your financial commitment as well. So let's first talk about the purchase price. This one's the most obvious. The purchase price is the amount you agree to pay for the property. It's the starting point for your homeownership journey and probably, I would argue, the most substantial portion of your expenses. The next piece is your down payment. The down payment is a percentage of the purchase price that you pay up front. It typically ranges anywhere from 3 to 20% and up of the purchase price, depending on your mortgage loan type and lender requirements. On top of this, you're going to have mortgage loan fees. This is a part a lot of people forget about. When obtaining a mortgage, you'll encounter various fees, including you're going to have origination fees. So this covers the lender's administrative costs for processing this loan. You're going to have appraisal fees. An appraiser assesses the property's value to ensure it's worth the loan amount to the bank. You're also going to have a credit report fee. Absolutely every lender is going to check your credit history, and there's going to be, most likely there's going to be a fee that incurs there. There's an underwriting fee. Lenders charge this fee to assess your creditworthiness and determine loan eligibility. Now let's look at closing costs. Closing costs are those expenses associated with finalizing the sale and typically range between 2 and 5% of the purchase price. What are they? They're going to include title insurance. So title insurance protects you against potential disputes over property ownership. You're going to have escrow fees. These cover the cost of managing the escrow account for property taxes and insurance. You're going to have recording fees. Fees to record the property's transfer of homeownership with local authorities at the county. Transfer taxes. Taxes imposed by state or local governments when transferring the property. You're going to have homeowners insurance. This protects against property damage and liability claims. If you're getting a loan, they typically want the full year paid up front. You've got property taxes. These are taxes levied by local governments based on the property value. If you're working with an attorney, then you're going to have attorney fees on top of this as well. Something that's not at the closing table but part of the transaction is home inspection fee. This is the cost associated with hiring a professional inspector to assess the property. If you're doing a termite check, you're going to have the pest termite inspection fee. This is for testing for termites and the such. Sometimes you'll have a survey fee. This is dependent on the property boundaries, things like that. You'll also have courier fees for documentation and bringing the paperwork from point A to point B. Now let's talk about some of the prepaids. Prepaid expenses are costs that you have to pay up front. Typically what we're looking at when we're discussing prepaids is property taxes. So funds placed in an escrow for future tax payments. This is all going to depend on what part of the year that you close on. You're going to have homeowners insurance. We've already talked about that, but you've got to typically pay that full up front for the 1 year. Mortgage interest. Interest for the partial month between closing and the first mortgage payment. So depending on what day of the month you close. This is why a lot of people like to close near the end of the month. Any PMI that you may have. If your down payment is less than 20% of the purchase price, you may most likely need to pay a PMI, which protects the lender in case of your default. PMI costs vary based on loan and down payment program. So this is a lender conversation. HOA fees. Typically what we see is you're going to have to pay at least 2 months of HOA fees up front if you purchase a property that's in a community with a homeowners association. So just be prepared for that. Sometimes there's other community expenses on top of that as well. Of course, there's always moving expenses, the trucks, things like that. So don't forget to budget for the costs associated with that, like movers, the truck, like I said, packing supplies, etc. Obviously, buying a home involves various costs beyond just that purchase price. So understanding these expenses, including down payment, mortgage loan fees, closing costs, prepaid expenses, PMI, HOA fees, moving expenses, absolutely crucial for budgeting effectively, ensuring a smooth transaction into your home ownership. Working closely with your real estate agent and mortgage lender can help you anticipate and plan for these costs, making your home buying experience much more manageable and financially secure. If you have any more questions on this topic, please find my contact information below. Feel free to reach out to me via email, text, or even just pick up the phone and give me a call. Thank you again for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.